Today is November 4th, 1980. Ronald Reagan has just been elected president in a landslide victory over Jimmy Carter. Here is President Ronald Reagan taking his oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ronald Wilson Reagan,
I, Ronald Wilson Reagan,
do solemnly swear
that
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend
the
Constitution of the United States.
Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Today is March 30th, 1981, and I'm standing in front of the Washington Hotel waiting for President Reagan to come out of the car.
President, watch out!
I'm standing in front of Washington Hotel where a week later where President Reagan was shot in the chest along with Secretary James Brady. The shooter, John Hinckley Jr., was found not guilty by reason of insanity. After coming out to Congress for the first time since being shot, Reagan is welcomed for his recent cuts in social programs and taxes and increases in defense spending.
Welcome back, Mr. President. Thank you.
Here I am in the courtroom with President Ronald Reagan and Congress overseeing a debate between a tax cut.
I believe the United States deserves a 30% tax cut.
That's too high. It's unreasonable. We can go lower than that. I believe 25%.
They deserve more than that. I don't think that they can take that.
That's our final offer.
All right.
It is the month of September in 1981. President Reagan appoints Sandra Day O'Connor as the first female justice on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Congratulations, Mrs. O'Connor, on becoming the first female Supreme Court justice.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I am Carlos Guerrero, reporting from Channel 2 News. It is October in the year of 1981, and I am here to tell the American people about an upcoming issue facing America. President Reagan has just reported that the United States is facing a slight recession right now, but he predicts we'll be back on track by springtime.
Good morning, America. I am Minazal.
I'm Carlos Guerrero,
And I'm Ronald already.
and right now we're reporting on the economic issue facing Americans right now.
The nation is in the worst recession since the Great Depression.
President Reagan fears budget deficits as high as $200 billion.
As of today, more than 1 million Americans are unemployed.
Breaking news. A Soviet fighter has brought down a Korean Airlines flight, killing all 269 people, including 61 Americans. Here is President Reagan with his thoughts on the incident.
Fellow Americans, I'm coming before you tonight about the Korean airline massacre. The attack by the Soviet Union against 269 innocent men, women, and children aboard an unarmed Korean passenger plane. This crime against humanity must never be forgotten here or throughout the world. Our prayers tonight are with the victims and their families in their time of terrible grief. Our hearts go out to them. Thank you.
I'm Minazal, and this is Channel 2 News. Earlier today, President Reagan gave a televised speech urging Americans to support the U.S. involvement in aid of the freedom fighters in Nicaragua.
In the race for presidency, Ronald Reagan defeats Walter Mondale in a landslide, making him President of the United States for 4 more years. Reagan, at age 73, begins his second term, making him the oldest president ever to be sworn into office.
17 days after Flight 847 from Athens was hijacked, the 39 hostages that were held captive in Lebanon have been released. Reagan vows that the United States will never give in to terrorist demands.
It is April 14th, 1986, and President Reagan has just ordered strikes against Libya in retaliation for the bombing of a West Berlin disco in which 2 U.S. servicemen were killed and more than 200 people were injured.
This is Carlos Guerrero reporting live from Channel 2 News. Reagan admits sending some defensive weapons and spare parts to Iran, but denies it was part of an arms for hostages deal.
June 12, 1987, and I'm standing here at the Berlin Wall where President Reagan is giving his speech.
We welcome change and openness, for we believe that freedom and security go together.
that the advance of human liberty can only strengthen the cause of world peace. There is one sign that the Soviets can make that will be unmistakable, that would advance dramatically the cause of freedom and peace. General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate, Mr. Gorbachev. Open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Today is January 11th, 1989, and here is President Ronald Reagan with his final farewell speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been together 8 years now, and soon it'll be time for me to go. It's been the honor of my life to have been your president. People ask me about how I feel about leaving. The fact is, parting is such sweet sorrow. And how stands the city on this winter night? More prosperous, more secure, and happier than it was 8 years ago. A final word to the men and women of the Reagan Revolution. My friends, we did it. We made a difference. We made the city stronger. We made the city freer. All in all, not bad. Not bad at all. And so goodbye. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It is January 20th, 1989, and President Ronald Reagan is out of office. Reagan leaves the White House with the highest approval rating of any president since FDR. Thank you, and good night. President Ronald Reagan taking his oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ronald Wilson Reagan,
I, Ronald Wilson Reagan,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
the office of the President of the United States,
and will to the best of my ability
I got the paper in it.
I'm standing in front of Washington until a week later after President Reagan was shot in the chest, along with Secretary... Oh my!
I had to let it go. I had to let it go.
It's really hard to know how to write it down.
Bro,
It was like waiting. I'm sorry.
It's April 14th, 1986.
Oh,
Ring.
Wow, I swear to God, something was like attacking me. I was like, ah! I'm sorry. I'm done. That was.
Guys, things playing. Restart, redo. Imagine making.
we welcome change and openness. I am garbage at that word. We welcome change and openness, for we believe that freedom and security go together. That the chance of human advance is